Hey guys, Shabama from Reviews and Stuff, and today we have an FG Ford Falcon for review. There were many models available for the Ford Falcon, ranging from the XT, which was very common within the taxi industry, to the XR6 Turbo, which was used by many states as their police highway patrol cars. The XR6 Turbo was the highest model within the range, but sitting just below the FPV range such as the F6. The Falcon came with many engine choices, including a 2-litre 4-cylinder EcoBoost, to a barrel turbo and a non-turbo, as well as a 5.4-litre V8. The model we are reviewing today is a 2009 Mark I FG XR6 Turbo. It came with the iconic barrel turbo designed and built exclusively in Australia for the Falcon. From the factory, it made around 270 kilowatts, which is around 362 horsepower, and 570 Newton meters of torque, or around 420 foot-pounds, although most people suspect this was underestimated by Ford. The XR6 Turbo is available in both auto and manual. The car we are reviewing has the less popular Tremec TR6060 manual. However, popular auto models also came with the ZF 6-speed 6HP26, which was very advanced for its time. So as most of us car enthusiasts know, we don't keep these cars stock for very long. This car has had some significant mods done to it to increase the power it makes. These include a bigger exhaust, a big front mount intercooler, new valve springs, new injectors, new fuel pump, and a tune that runs higher boost. These are very minor mods, however brings the power of the barrel turbo up to 343 rear wheel kilowatts or 461 rear wheel horsepower. Also, we have 800 Newton meters of rear wheel torque, which is around 590 foot-pounds. Other mods include Brembo pads, slotted brakes, wider grid rotor rims, and SSL King springs front and rear, with other cosmetic mods such as lights and rear diffusers. The good thing about these Falcons is that it looks and sounds relatively stock when required, even though we're running such a high boost and a high horsepower number from the engine. This is partly because of the Varex muffler that's installed, something which allows you to turn the volume up and down and hide from the attention when required. The 0 to 100 times claimed by Ford is around 5.2 seconds. However, with the higher power figures and the perfect conditions, we expect a better number. Here is our best effort of a 0 to 100 using launch control, available in only the manual transmission from factory. Now, sitting inside the Falcon, there's a pretty cool interior for a car from 2009. We have a big color screen and a performance audio upgrade. This car does, however, miss out on GPS and dual zone climate control. You can find those on the G6E models, but they miss out on the limited slip diff. The FG Mark II and the FGX carry on this interior design, which can look very dated for 2016. This can leave buyers disappointed and look at other cars in the 2015 and so model years. Other disappointments of this include the cheap materials used around the car. You hear squeaks in the doors and bits in the dashboard as well. This could also be due to the car being almost 10 years old now. The sound system from factory does sound quite decent, with the subwoofer giving decent bass. Ergonomics of this car are quite subjective. You can sit either quite high up or looking down onto the road. Generally, the car's set up so you sit high up looking down onto the road itself. The owner of this car is not that keen on this, but it's not a deal breaker for most of us. The seats are manually adjustable, but the driver's seat has some electronic functionality. The G6E can be had with premium, fully adjustable electronic seats. There's plenty of legroom both front and back of this car. We've got 2 vents in the back here for those hot Australian summer days. You can comfortably carry 4 big adults in this car, but the 5th person would have to be a child due to the massive transmission tunnel by their feet. Carrying luggage in this car is definitely not a problem. This car has got a boot of 535 litres, which is absolutely massive. You can also fold the 2 rear seats down for even more space if you need the big items. Now on the vast open roads of Australia, the Falcon is right in its element. Although it's a big car, it doesn't feel that big, but to put in comparison to size, it's just a bit bigger than a Merc E-Class. This makes this car very comfortable for long drives and road trips in a country such as Australia. Long drives and road trips, definitely a strong point for the Falcon, especially considering that the suspension is designed to cater for the local Australian roads. However, the tester we have here is lowered on King springs, and even then the ride is quite soft and forgiving. It's not an S-Class, but for the price point, it gets the job done. Suspension can get too soft at times when carrying a lot of weight, where you can hear the rear wheel scrubbing. However, this is easily solved by changing the dampers. There is some road noise in this car, but it's not overbearing. Yes, there is some drone from the exhaust, but this can very easily be turned off by turning the Varex onto the quiet setting for the wide open highways. It's a comfortable place to sit in for many hours at a time. The steering is nice and heavy with decent feedback, giving you that muscle car feel. The clutch in this car is definitely something to get used to. It's not too light and not too heavy, but it's just got a slightly weird pickup point. Overtaking in this car though is an absolute breeze, with a huge amount of torque coming on at even 2000 RPM due to the large displacement engine. Fuel economy on the highway is very good too, considering the power it makes. The owner averages around 9 to 10 litres per 100 kilometers on the highway. Around town, expect to get 14 litres per 100 kilometers, but just note this isn't the stock tune, which will be much more economical. But then again, you don't get a car with this much power to save on fuel. That said, if you have a lead foot, expect fuel economy to go right out the window as soon as boost hits. For a spiritual drive, taking this car through the hills is quite invigorating. Put your foot down the straightaways and you definitely get an adrenaline rush, especially if you're in the passenger seat and not expecting it. Through the twisties though, the weight of the car shows. It's 1700 kgs and it's definitely not a light sports car. The biggest downfall for this particular car is the brakes. Now even though it has Brembo pads and slotted discs, you feel the brakes fade very quickly, especially considering the amount of speed this car can pick up. Driving around the hills for a few minutes really puts the brakes to work at their limit. It can get very scary very quickly with these stock brakes. The Brembo brake caliper options are essential for this car. As you'd imagine, oversteer is prevalent no matter what the RPM, especially when boost hits hard. The traction control in this car is quite good as it allows you to have a bit of fun without getting you in too much trouble. Now, most of you Holden fans are wondering when I will bring up the Holden Commodore as its true real competitor in this segment. But in my opinion, the XR8 of this era was more geared towards competing with the SS. In saying that, the XR6 Turbo does have similar power figures to the SS. As much as we like to compare the two, we don't have the SS to compare at this stage, but do stay tuned for one that may come in the future. To sum it up, the XR6 Turbo was a performance bargain of the century which future generations will miss out on. It's sad that no one else will be able to experience the sheer fun and excitement that you got out of these cars, especially considering that they were built right here in Australia, and it's sad to see the demise of the Australian manufacturing industry. I'm glad that I got the opportunity to experience this for the very last time, and I'm sure cars like these will live on forever. If you're looking for a practical, 4-door, rear-wheel drive family car with a large amount of space and even larger amount of sheer grunt and power, you can never go wrong with the XR6 Turbo. And now we come to the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the review, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. We would love to review your cars as well, so if you're in South Australia or anywhere within Australia, hit us up on the link below, and we'll see you in the next one.